Привет! Снова я, Про. Конечно, разработчики еще выпустили видео. По тебе одиночку восьмидать. Будем смотреть это видео, пока вы не поставьте лайки до Нового года. И по поводу Нового года. И все красных. Что видите, где-то вы не красные, нажмите. Всякий уведомление придет вам и благодарность. С Новым годом. Всем вам приятного просмотра. Берите чай, кофе и всем вам приятного просмотра.
Blah blah blah, testing, hello. Didn't look at the camera again. Sorry. We shouldn't say that. One of our goals for 118 was to add strategy to mining. So we've kind of spread it out and said that each type of ore has its sweet spot. And some ores can be obtained in different ways even. For example, iron. If you want iron, you can go down to like the perfect height level for iron, or you can go high up into the mountains, or you can go looking for a large ore vein. We basically want to make mine.
Разработчики кто заметили по углу где-то проблему, но будут они то есть они будут где-то они исправлять. Но я не этого не буду делать. Мы смотрим дальше.
More interesting and more varied. In 118, the art distribution has changed quite a lot, like especially because we now have a higher world height. So we have like more vertical space to play around with, like how we want to distribute art, and how the underground looks and how the world looks in general. So one of the design pillars for this update was to make ore mining more interesting. So you find ores in different places in different amounts. What we mean by large ore veins is large. Like you find one, you recognize the signs, you find it, and you start following it, and it becomes like this mini game where you're trying to find out where does it go? Did it go to there, or does it go to that cave? And it basically gives you a reason to go there and make a base, because you'll find so much probably. So we've seen examples where people can find, even more than 1,000 blocks of iron, for example, in a large ore vein. Nodo caves and ore veins, their implementation is quite similar. Like they behave in similar ways in the way they are curly and the way they are like spread out. So that was interesting because we on Bedrock at least, we first implemented the Nodo caves. Like it was a win for us that they are both similar. And it was like a very elegant design, I would say, to have Nodo caves and ore veins sharing a lot of like similarities in their implementation. One thing I'm pretty proud of with large ore veins, I guess, is that we wanted it to be fun to do the actual mining. And I'm going to share a little story that one of my colleagues, Corey, I don't know if he'll admit it, but he was a bit skeptical to large ore veins in general. But then when we did a playtest internally, he just disappeared underground for like 4 hours. The rest of us were playing and testing things. He was gone. And then he came up from the underground like 4 hours later saying, I found a large ore vein. And it was so fun seeing where it went, and I got so much iron, and I just couldn't stop. It was awesome. And we were like, yes, got it.
So in 118, we're changing mob spawning, or specifically hostile mob spawning, to only spawn in complete darkness. Now, before this update, mobs would spawn in 7 and below, which was also always this magical number in Minecraft that you only knew about if you read the wiki or talked to more technical friends. And I think now that they're only spawning in 0 light level, only in complete darkness, it's going to be a lot more clear for our players to see, and also enable you to do a bit more with your lights in your builds, using candles, which are not completely light but still will stop mobs. I think it's going to be a lot more creative and clear to our players. So Minecraft had this problem since forever. Of you building this little house and you put a little torch in it and you're all happy and you're going up to your mine and you come back and boom, there's a creeper party in your house. And why? It's because you forgot to light up this one block at the edge of the room. And I've been thinking a lot about this problem, and I think it was around a month after joining Mojang that I had the idea of the lighting changes. What if each torch you put on actually made your house safe? And I thought about this a lot, and I actually, one day after thinking about it for so long, I decided that I need to see it in front of my eyes. It was actually on vacation, but I got up in the morning and I had to do it, and I sat in front of my computer, and 2 minutes later, it was done, right? It was working. It was a 7 into a 0, and that's it. Still, it took a long time to get to you guys, right, to the players, and I think that's good. We wanted to be safe. We wanted to be sure that this huge change we're doing is not just going to be thrown in. Now that players played with it as well, and we got so many people trying it out, I'm super excited about it, and I'm really excited to see what happens when it hits the full release and all of you get to play with it. It's going to be amazing.
Ну, это все, что я посмотрел. Ну, это не фейки, мы ходим по разработчикам. Я видео, вот, выпустили на тему 1.18. Ну, это все. Мы посмотрели, разработчики выпустили новое видео. До зимы, чтобы все мы набрали по этим разработчикам 10 миллионов подписчиков. Пожалуйста, и что вы будете иметь большой подарок Нового года. Скоро сразу зима, скоро Новый год. Вы поймите, мы нужны те контенты, что я буду вам писать и снимать. Все удачи, был Сергей и всем Фады. Всем удачи и всем пока. Всем пока.